Welcome back to another episode of Jaja's Atelier. I want to start today by talking about country cunt Jason Aldean. Now, if you are a fan of Jason Aldean, honey, I suggest you mute or change the channel. Listen, so Jason Aldean has this new song. Well, it's not really new, but it's just picking up in the news called Try That in a Small Town. In the video, he has, video images of the Black Lives Matter strikes that were going on a couple years ago, the LGBT strikes and all those type things, making references to lynching and all of that kind of stuff. Very racially charged video, very disturbing that in 2023, a entertainer is this vile and disgusting. And he later posted, after the video got a bunch of backlash, he later posted this rant that, it was misconstrued, it wasn't to be taken that way. Well, how else was the fuck we were supposed to take it, Mr. Aldean? I mean, listen, you are entitled to feel however you want to feel. It is your right. It is also our right, as the people who have to witness this garbage, that we state our opinions about it. I think it was fucked up, and we want to talk about trying stuff. Mr. Aldean, try singing that bullshit down at the Apollo and see how far that gets you. Anyway, it's going to be a great episode today. We're going to be talking about the beautiful Iman Haman on the cover of Elle USA. Also, a return from one of my favorite fashion brands. They're coming back to New York Fashion Week. Let's get it started. So, guys, first up, we have the beautiful, now this girl is killing it in the modeling world. The beautiful Iman Haman is covering the latest issue of Elle USA. Seen here on the cover, she is wearing this beautiful Fendi look. She's styled by Alex White and photographed by Chris Coles. I just love this cover. Also here, she's in this Miss So-E bodysuit, which I really love too. Listen, in the article, she touches on how when she was growing up, she didn't often see girls that looked like her on the cover. And I'm kind of glad that she touched on this, because in a world that's kind of like, our government is kind of turning the clock backwards on equal rights, women's rights, gay rights, racial rights, any kind of right you could think of, they trying to make it wrong. And it kind of made me wonder, like, where is fashion? Is some spaces in this fashion world that we love so much going to follow suit? Are we going to start seeing less representation of trans people and women and men of color? Are people going to start getting replaced that are in high positions of fashion journalism? I mean, what is to come? It's so much going on in the world and so much being turned back. It's a scary thought, but it's an honest thought to have. I'm sure people out there, maybe some of you guys that are watching are like, girl, stop being dramatic. But, we never thought we would see the end of, oh, Jesus, I'm so tongue-tied again today. The end of affirmative action. We never thought that the government would roll back Roe v. Wade. I mean, so many people's rights are at stake, and so many things are happening within entertainment, even the writer's strike. Are we going to start seeing less representation because it's becoming so acceptable in this world nowadays to be so hateful? I love that she touched on this, because maybe to somebody who feels like we shouldn't have representation reading this could see how important it is to have women of color, men of color, trans people, gay people, how all people deserve the right to be seen and to have representation on these big platforms. I just love this spread. And I thought, I just think the world of her. She's also the new ambassador for Estee Lauder, so that's really cool. She's just giving us representation all around the board. So shouts out to you, Iman Haman. You are doing the damn thing, honey. All right, next up we have Doja Cat covering the latest issue of V magazine. Now, she looks amazing on the cover. She's shot by Heidi Slimane. I love her photography. And also styled by none other than Brett Allen Nelson. Let me tell you, Brett Allen Nelson is one of my favorite stylists right now. He's been killing it. Him and Doja Cat, dream team. I can't think of any other way to put it. She's been in the news for these weird demonic pictures, these tattoos and things, but my sentiment is it really demonic, or is she just spitting in y'all's face? Because y'all was saying that she's a part of the Illuminati and she's a devil worshiper and all this other crazy stuff, but is she really worshiping the devil, or is it just she knows that what to do to get y'all, riled up and keep her in the headlines? Not that she needs to do anything crazy to be in the headlines. Her music and her beauty speak for itself, as well as her style. But I don't know. I just don't think we should take it so seriously unless I see the girl, in the middle of a seance, like something out of, what's that Tom Cruise movie? I can't even think of it, but the one with him and Nicole Kidman, Eyes Wide Shut type shit. You know what I mean? Let the girl live. Let her be weird. I love this spread. It was all black and white. Very simple. I just thought it was beautiful. Anyway, next up. Okay, so you guys know New York Fashion Week is coming up, and I'm obsessed. I can't wait because after a long, I think 2 or 3 year hiatus, one of my favorite New York brands, Gypsy Sport, is returning to the New York Fashion Week runway. Let me tell y'all something about Gypsy Sport. Gypsy Sport they can take anything and turn it into fashion. Bottle caps, aluminum cans, anything. And this is what I consider to be real fashion. It's not always about the label. It's not always about the brand. What can you do with just anything? Anything. Anybody could go to Saks Fifth Avenue and pick out the latest Gucci outfit. But can you really use your resources that you have around you to build a sustainable, glamorous, fun look the way Gypsy Sport does? Absolutely not. They are killing it. I can't wait to see what they do. They brought back the throwback jersey a couple years ago. We've even seen Zaya Wade in their looks, most notably in the Laker jersey. I just can't wait to see what they're gonna bring. It's been a few years. They did show last year during LA Fashion Week, and who knows, the sky is the limit with this brand, and I've been patiently waiting for them to return back to New York. So huge shout out to Gypsy Sport. Huge congratulations that you're back in New York. I personally cannot wait. And if we're talking about fashion shows, we have to talk about this brand that premiered during Berlin Fashion Week, named Namilia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So their latest collection was entitled In Loving Memory of My Sugar Daddy. Okay, when I first heard it, I was a little confused until they explained the concept in articles that I read online. It's really just celebrating gold diggers and bimbos, and just spitting in the face of society and the history of society objectifying women. They have some religious type pieces, which I'm sure are going to get a lot of people riled up. And some might consider it sacrilegious. But again, like I said with Doja Cat, are they being sacrilegious? Are they trying to poke fun at religion? Or are they spitting in the face of the establishment through artistry? That's what I think they're doing. And also, the way that they used Birkin bags to make these looks, crocodile red, faux crocodile red leather, with the Birkin bag strap and top as a halter top, turned into like these 2-piece gowns. I mean, they really set the internet ablaze with this collection. I mean, listen, the Birkin bag dress, the Birkin bag strapless tube dress with the crystals, honey, I lived for this collection. I'm definitely going to keep a track of this brand. I also loved my favorite out of all of it though was the red leather crocodile look. That has to be my favorite. I mean, they shut it the fuck down. I don't know who else showed during Berlin Fashion Week, but obviously they weren't as good as Namilia, because we're not talking about them, honey. I mean, this collection was everything. In an interview, let me look at my notes. In an interview, they said, and I quote, "If men are to objectify women by turning them into status symbols or a luxury product, then it's only right that the Namilia woman views him as merely a human bank account to her own ascension." City Girls up 500, I guess. Anyway, that was today's show. Today's show went by kind of quick, didn't it? Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Who knows what the topics are going to be? Fashion is forever moving and forever changing. So stay tuned. Ciao.